including being overweight. So, scientifically, you cannot drink alkaline water and it makes your cells alkalytic. The closer you are to nature, the healthier you'll be.
All right. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Saturday. I am Carolyn, and you're in the Mind of Nature, hosted by Dr. Zarif, the nutritionist. Thank you all so much for joining us. As you come in, please come on in, like the live, and share the live, okay? Like the live and share the live. We have a great show lined up today. So go ahead and share the live and like the live, okay? We're going to be talking about nutrition simplified, just some Q&As that Dr. Zarif is going to be answering for us. And then also the circadian meal plan, okay? We know that he is the founder of the Rhythm Diet. So we want to know and hear all about it. So go ahead and share the live. We are live streaming on Facebook. We are on YouTube and on Instagram. So thank you all so much for joining us. Dr. Zarif, go ahead and join me here on stage so we can get it started. Good morning to you.
Excellent morning. Thank you so much. It's good to see you. And I am ready to get into it. I want to give a shout out to I Love Michelle in right over. It's getting it warmed up over there on Instagram. So I want to definitely give a shout out there. We like to stop to give to give these shout outs because that's one of the benefits of doing this period is that you can stop and you can say these names and we can tell people how much we really appreciate them because without you we just wouldn't have it going on as we have it.
Yes,
um,
exactly.
yeah, well, you're it's very important. I want to talk to you today. The things that I want to talk to you about are some things that you can take a note, take some notes down, and let's see if we can make progress. Let me tell you, we've been making like incredible progress. Many of you have written me, and if you haven't yet, you can go to drzarif.com and you can just follow the instructions there. Very easy to click on. You can register with us and also become a subscriber on YouTube. These are things that tell people how you are enjoying what we're bringing to you, and that is the language of the internet. So please don't say, they got it. They don't need me. Yes, we do. Uh, I wanted to share this out as the brothers and sisters that are up in Northeast DC, that's Washington, DC. There is a group called the Black and Fourth Market, and now it used to be, it wasn't a year round. It was it was seasonal, but now year round the Black and Fourth farmers have set up a farmers market. And they're there every second and fourth Sunday, rain or shine. This is the good people in Washington, D.C. And remember, it is the Northeast corridor of the or quadrant. I was thinking, I don't know why I think about corridor, but there be whether or not it's rain and shine, it's really a bigger invitation to you. So let's make it the place that you go to and you shop twice per month, and it's just really wonderful. The people that run this particular organization gives this free. There's no rent. There's no cost to showing their wares, and the different products that they have. So come and check it out. Okay. That's the good people in at 2201 Channing Street, and that's Northeast DC. Okay. If you want to get in contact with them, you can write them at 876 events and rentals, and that's at 876 events and rentals. Okay. All right. So I am ready for this Q&A because it's really something that we can use to help us to understand nutrition better than we were going through than we were before. We have Shannon Rosenblum. Welcome. Um, we also have is Marquin or Marquisma Delt. Okay. Well, welcome. And forgive me for messing up your name. I'm sure it was meant to be something different, but that's cool. I love Michelle. I know I say that every week. Michelle is on the case. I love her handle too. And, loving all the way, loving all the way. Thank you very much for being here. Would you like to? Are there any people that you would like to give a shout outs to?
Over here, let me see on Facebook, Yolanda Rogers. As always, good morning, blessings, Big Mama from Dearborn, Michigan. Thank you so much, Yolanda, for being a really great supporter of
Yeah,
Dr. Arif and just the mind of nature. We really do appreciate every time you're in here and you're sharing the live. She's commenting and just engaging, and I appreciate that. So, good morning to you, ma'am. And for everyone that's coming in, we are streaming on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Instagram. So make sure to let us know that you are here by dropping a comment. Oh, we got another one. Hello, Dr. James Thompson. On top of the morning to you.
woohoo!
So much. I appreciate you being here. And was a great guest last week. If anyone missed that, go ahead and check the replay from last week where Dr. Zarif and Dr. James Thompson tag team and had some great information to share with everyone. So again, thank you all so much for being here. We really truly do appreciate it. Okay.
Yeah, everybody check out Dr. James too. You know, Dr. James Thompson. Make sure that you keep follow him. He is definitely a bright light for the future of the nutritional science, and just beautiful. That's I mean, my a true brother. I can say he's just an awesome brother and brilliant as can be. And he's available to. He's going to be every third, I believe, every third week in
Third Saturday.
every third Saturday. Yeah. So we're going to do that. We'll work it out as we go, because we had to go ahead and put these things in motion now, and especially we need to protect and to honor those people that are doing the extra things to help us keep our lives together, to eat correctly, get the rest that we want. Now, a lot of things that it brings to mind that, I was looking at some other people that do the same thing that I do, kind of, or they're in the same category that I'm in as far as professional or healthcare professionals. But yeah, I find that there's still so much. I really want to do a real powerful show on how people are connected with voodoo, black magic, hoodoo, um, all of these different superstitions and all that, because that is what really has made a big difference in people that are eating for health and other people are eating for superstitious reasons.
Mm.
So the foods that they're choosing and the way that they eat, it can be like, oh, everything, God made everything, everything. I say and people actually think they can say like a blessing, God bless my food or whatever they say. And they think because they said that now they're exempt from any poisoning, any sickness, and those kinds of things. Although I think is very, very um, important, it's noble to think like that. But when it comes down to it, if the food is, um, let's say that it has the germs from somebody's mouth that fell into the food, and the person has, some kind of pyorrhea or periodontal disease, or some kind of infection in their mouth that could be herpes or anything of that nature, and they don't capture the aerosol, you know. If you think that you're going to say a prayer and it's going to nullify what you're eating and what's in that, then yeah, we really have to have a talk about that, because you can really get away from the reality of things when you are really stuck in something that you may not be aware of. You may not be aware of that you're um, really hung up in these different beliefs. These different beliefs can be very, very hindering. So we'll talk about that later on, and we'll get that on. Let's go ahead, Karen. Let's tear this up. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go through this, and I want you to listen to it, put this in your life, and make this really work for you. Okay. So, Carrie, the first question that you have. Okay. So, what we have, we just talked about what's up. The first question is, what is the most important factor in good nutrition? What is the most important factor in good nutrition? You have any guess, Carrie? Yes.
Excuse me. What is the most important factor in good nutrition? And you asked me if I have any thoughts on that, correct?
Yes.
Okay. The most important factor I would say is understanding or knowing why you're eating something,
Oh,
or
that's
what the
good.
effects of eating this thing will do to your body.
Okay, number of consistency with nutrient dense whole foods, and that is a great answer, Carolyn. The what you eat, if you're eating something you have no idea, you know it's going to fill your stomach up. Sometimes that takes precedence over everything else that you're doing. Priority is there. I understand that, but it is very important that you know what you're eating, how it's going to affect you, what are the benefits. Not so much the perfection, not making any mistakes, being indefectible, but the daily, knowing your daily patterns matter the most. That is what you do from day to day. That's what matters most. Whole foods provide fiber, phytonutrients. Remember, phyto means plant, and nutrients, of course, are the benefits, some of the healthy benefits that we ingest, antioxidants, and we'll get more of it. Vitamins A, D, E, and K. These are very important, and enzymes that actually, the enzymes that process the foods, they can't be erased. Okay, so the enzymes that processed foods cannot eat replace are those foods that you might find in, let's say, cereal. Cereal is ultra um, processed, and you have other things like your chips and your corn chips and your cheese puffs and all of those types of foods. They've been ultra processed, and because they've been ultra processed, they interfere with the benefits of their natural enzymes, and they cannot be replaced after the food is refined as such. So you'll have all of the colors. See, this is you looking at carrots now, and you see all of the beautiful colors. Each one of these colors actually represent the power or the benefits of the things that we eat. Okay, it's not all in the little jar, although those supplements are important, but to eat natural food straight from, in this case, straight from the soil or the tree or the vine is so important for us to take note of that, because that's what makes the difference in living a long time, feeling great, body performing well, and choosing the foods that give you lasting energy. Okay, Kara, what we got coming up next?
All right. Is calorie counting the key to weight loss?
Okay, and calorie counting. Have you been through calorie counting before?
No, I have not.
Oh, okay. Well, I was glad when that passed over because it was just terrible. The answer is no, and the more as I get deeper into the explanation of no is because the hormonal balance matters more than calories alone. Your hormonal balance. Your hormonal balance is that's when we talk about insulin. Remember, we were talking about that's one of the important hormones when we were having the discussion on type 2 diabetes. Cortisol, leptins, ghrelin. The Ghrelin actually regulate the fat storage and the hunger. So you have all of these particular hormones that work on you keeping a balance. Just think about what the human body does. Like it, first of all, we have to maintain in order to be what is normal would be 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit, right? And that changes, of course, when we go through these hormonal changes, but on commonly, that is the temperature, and our body works to keep that level or of balance. Regulation of fat storage and hunger. This is really important because when it's not regulated, people will undereat or they'll overeat. And eating is all about the balance. Cortisol, the same thing. It's not just cortisol makes you gain weight. That's one of the biggest things that was propagated about cortisol. But cortisol itself does a lot of things that for the body's systems, again, so we can get that balance. The body is not made to make you suffer or cause you pain. What happens is through the things that we choose, we can end up having a lot of difficulties because we're the information and disinformation. If you don't do your due diligence, you will eventually find out that it is worth every second of its time for your research and other responsibility to yourself. Okay, and when it comes here with the calorie counting being the key to weight loss, uh, this is what happens if you've been following weight loss now. The GLP-1 drugs now are being very, very, they're very, very popular, and they don't have a bad reputation as yet. However, remember Fin and Redux also started off the same way. So let's just be positive about this working out well. Might be a breakthrough, or it might be something that you want to avoid altogether. Okay. All right. Let's go on to the next one.
Yes. And why is fiber so important?
Well, fiber is essential for metabolic health. And as you get older, metabolic health changes. Sometimes, like we get, for instance, these new scales that they have now, with they actually have a handle that you can pull up from the digital weight scale, and you'll find that there are things like your blood pressure, your pulse rate, your weight, your how hydrated your body is, your metabolic age, and your metabolic health. All of those things are in now. You can find some even in your Apple Watch or watches of that nature. Fiber is essential for metabolic health, and that is how our body um, feeds the beneficial gut bacteria, reduces insulin spikes, I know those sugar spikes, and lowers cholesterol, improves satiety, and it reduces colon cancer risk, which is huge. Colorectal cancer is one of the cancers that is totally out of control. And some people believe if they don't hear about it, it's not a thing. But believe me, if you keep up with this, you will find that you'll need to. You'll be glad that you did, because you start to make your decisions based on what you're accepting and what you've studied and what you've been taught. Now, remember that only plant foods contain fiber. That's why people that eat all of those meats, chicken, fish, turkey, and all that, and if I'm not here to judge you, but if that's what you're doing, one of the things to know about, you definitely increase the risk of colon cancer when you do not eat the plant foods, and like your vegetables and your fruit, even nuts and beans, legumes. So it's that's very, very important. And as you see, the color is very important to make sure you get these things in your body. Now, some people don't believe that. They think that they have to stick to things that are in a jar or they come in a bottle like this. And as I said before, yeah, your supplements are very important to take. Nevertheless, eating your natural food gives you more nutrients than it would if you're overcooking or you're using supplements, pills, and capsules and all that. Although there are great benefits when you come to that, but I'm saying that it is very important for you to also give recognition to the vegetables and fruits and other live plants. Okay, we're down to number 5 now.
Well, I see. Was it 4? Can you get enough protein from plants?
Oh, did we miss that? Yeah,
Excellent.
thank you for that. Yeah, well, that's talking about the legumes, the lentils, beans, tofu, tempeh, quinoa, nuts, seeds, greens. All of these provide adequate protein without excess saturated fat or inflammation. What does have excess saturated fat or inflammation is meat and fish, or eating animals. This is something that we've done for centuries. It was definitely how we fed our families and we fed ourselves. Very, very important. However, today is a different day, and there is a lot of creativity where we're finding out we can eat foods that won't harm us and that can reduce the rates of or incidence of cancer and other diseases that come along with those types of foods and the preparation of those foods. So again, to the question, can you get enough protein from plants? Yes, you can. A lot of animals always think about, look at the giraffe. The giraffe doesn't eat meat. Look at the elephant. Look at the rhinoceros. Let's look at hippopotamus. All of these are some of the largest. animals on land, and they keep up that required caloric count, because they eat practically all day. That's one of the things that they do constantly. So that's very important to keep in mind. Okay, now we can go on to what we were talking about earlier. Is the animal protein harmful? And the answer is that excess animal protein can accelerate disease. So when you overdoing it, you wake up in the morning, you have bacon and eggs, and then you have, let's just do three. So if we did just the 3 meals alone, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, which is the standard American lifestyle. So the excess or eating too much. So bacon in the morning, bacon and eggs in the morning, and then for lunch, a person, let's just say they'll have a sandwich, and that sandwich would be pastrami and a side dish of potato salad, and then you have, like, for your dinner, a person has like chicken and rice. So you see meat all through the day, every day, and the high intake is linked to insulin resistance, inflammation, IGF-1 over activation, and the cardiovascular disease. Moderation or plant substitution improves the outcome. Moderation meaning, again, this is uh, is exchangeable. You can use it in the place of balance. So balance is super important. So when it comes to animal protein, is it harmful? It is if you overdo it. It is what keeps us alive, and by the millions, and people are still eating that. And you got some people that are vegan, and they're very, some are extreme vegan. So as we continue to find out more about foods, we're finding out more ways to eat it, more ways that it can help us. Okay. And here's the plant protein versus the animal protein. Now, the plant protein, although it is true, it's a fact, it is science. You can look all of this stuff up. This isn't something like my opinion. This has been proven over the years that there are certain proteins that we can eat that are safer for our body, and the other proteins, the meat and the fish and so forth. That's we might have so many. We have many things that I can talk about, like for instance, the sharks that are very vital in the use for shark fin soup. And this is used in the Orient. The more Asians like shark fin soup. It's more popular there. However, they kill the sharks, and there are over but 10 million sharks killed per year. And then what happens when we kill all the sharks, and there's the no more sharks left. Then we're talking about, again, abusing our economy. Let's go to the next question, Karen.
Yes. What role does sugar play in disease?
Sugar, for one thing, this is one. Some people have to have everything sweet. They feel like that anyway. So let's talk about the refined sugar, or also known as sucrose, how it drives the metabolic dysfunction. It contributes to a fatty liver disease, type 2 diabetes, obesity, chronic inflammation, and whole fruit is not equal to refined sugar due to fiber and antioxidants. So the whole fruit is not the same thing as refined sugar that's due to the fiber and antioxidants. You make sure that when you're selecting the fruit, you again, as we said earlier, keep in mind what it does. What it does. The whole fruit or the I should have wrote refined sugar is not equal to whole fruit because some people, if you say like eating, I remember I was speaking and during the Q&A, the guy asked me, does when it comes to eating fruit, does soda count? So he was saying he was thinking he was getting his strawberries or his orange drink. All of that was coming through the foods that he chose to eat and the foods that he chose to drink. And of course, the answer is absolutely not. Uh, Here we have a glucometer, like glucose. So the glucometer actually it can measure the blood, so we can get the number and see if you're between 60 and 100. If you go over that, then you're looking for. You can pretty much expect that you are increasing your chances for various diseases. Okay, Kara, let's go to the next one. Okay, Kara, let's go to the next one.
On
You
you. I'm sorry, I was muted. Are fats good or bad?
okay? When it comes to good fats and bad fats, the healthy fats themselves are nuts and seeds and avocados and olives. All of those are very, very. These are good fats. Even coconut is very good. Safflower, these are and other almond, different types of things like almond oil, and there's this other many other oils. So those are called the healthy fats. Some of the harmful fats are trans fats. Again, getting back to ultra high temperature, the UHTs, these are foods that people overcook. These are foods that people cook really fast and at very high temperatures, especially in restaurants. So if you eat out too much, that might be that can be harmful to you. The balance and the quality are critical. So I would say if you talk about the balance and the quality, think about cold pressed oils. That's the best way to enjoy or to have the oils with the most nutrients in them. Okay, I am ready to go on to the next one, Care. Okay, Kara's video is frozen, so we'll go ahead and move on. Now, why does timing of eating matter? Now, this is really important because if you're talking about eating, you got to talk about timing too. And a part of what we talked about earlier, when we were saying understand what you're eating, Carolyn brought that up, and that very, very, very apropos because what you eat and understanding what it does, and that includes also the time that you should be eating it. The circadian rhythm controls metabolism. So that's why, you'll see more and more as you read about my rhythm diet. The circadian rhythm has so much to do with the controlling of our metabolic rates. So eating late is also, we talked about that when people eating these large dinners and going to bed. Insulin sensitivity, we definitely have to be aware of that because we understand, type 2 diabetes is definitely out of control, and something that people become addicted to certain foods that will constantly uh, in include the spreading or the frequency of the spreading of different foods, especially like these fats or fat metabolism. Sleep hormones, also eating late, will definitely interrupt with your sleep hormones. We have to get rest, and not only rest, but we need deep sleep. We need to go to, and this is, if you're not really paying attention to it and you kind of going, ooh, there's a lot of information. Good, because you need to keep yourself aware of these things because you will avoid being a customer of the hospital as much as you may be now. That you want to eat the foods that keep you in balance. Earlier meals improve your glucose control and your weight regulation. The foods that you eat late actually disrupts and it interferes with the insulin's sensitivity, your fat metabolism, and sleep hormones. So that's why you have people that sometimes they feel like, oh, I can't go to sleep. Oh, well, I guess my mother said I'm nocturnal. I was born at night. Man, come on. It's just so much to. Let's go on. Let's stop for a minute. Let's take a little break, and we'll come back and go on. Kara, what you got for us?
All right. Well, I just want to say hello to everyone there. We are doing a Q and A with Dr. Zari. So that's what we're going through right now. Just some questions, some would you say basic nutrition questions, somewhat simplified nutrition questions. So if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments as well, so we can go ahead and hear back or get some feedback, or just answer your questions as well. We are streaming live on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Instagram. Again, thank you all so much for joining us here today in the Mind of Nature. We do appreciate everyone that stops by and drops comments and share and like and do all the things. So we do appreciate that. I don't see any comments over on Instagram, or any comments over, so I think we can move on. Oh wait, I got to say hello to Denise, Denise Kane. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us here today. And Dr. James did say thanks. Looking forward to it as far as getting together and having a great future shows. So that is something that we're definitely looking forward to. Let me go. I'm going to bring you on because they didn't hear you when you said what you said just now, Dr. Zari. You said
Uh,
yeah to Denise Kane.
oh, yes, 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 indeed. Thank you, Denise, for being here. I want to go to Dr. James if Dr. James wants to come up, or if you have something that you would like to add, please do. Please do. Um, okay, so everybody, this is great. I'm going to go ahead and check around a little bit and see what we got going. Um, Great. Okay, I want to welcome everybody. We have loving Jay all the time. Welcome here. Brown Skin Boogie, welcome. Sky Aim Productions in the house. Welcome for being here. Marquise Medelt, thank you very much for being here. We got more people. Sharon Rosenblum is still hanging out, and I'm very thankful for that. And I love Michelle. Good morning, family. Good morning, she says to all of us. And thank you very much for being here. Carrie, you have any shout outs?
No, I don't. That those were the ones that I had that I
Oh,
just shouted out. Denise Kane. Yes,
okay.
so we're good to go on this side.
Very good. I wanted to just go on what I wanted to. I really want us to listen to this is if you don't make a decision to better yourself, all you're going to do is repeat what you've been doing in the past. You see, if you don't make a choice, if you don't make the decision to do something different than you've been doing over the years, you are going to remain the same. There are so many diseases that are irreversible. So don't take for granted just because there's been a new finding, a new drug, or there's been, finding no adverse um, causes or reactions to certain foods. Remember that when you overdo it, when you eat too much of any food, any drink, that you are now putting your health at risk. So I just want to make that clear to you that this is not, if I was tap dancing and had some music on and all of those things, but look, most of this stuff that, and I have to um, pretty much say this, is that most of the things that we um, the things that we learn on about health and nutrition, especially, a lot of those things are filled with misinformation. So before we go deeper into it, we got a lot of cleaning up to do. It's just like those presidents that come in after some president has just messed up everything, and they come in and they make it even worse, and then they come in with all their lies, and they get a certain administrative group to work with them, and they continue to lie and lie and lie and lie. Well, those are some of the things that happens also when you have activists in nutrition. We come along, we talk about these are things that you can do, and there's plenty proof. Then a lot of times we get so caught up in the disinformation that it becomes our truth, and our truth becomes our reality. And this is very important when it comes to making a decision for your body. You know if you're overweight, you know if you're underweight, you know if you're eating more junk than you're eating healthy foods. You know if you're going to the restaurant every day or 3 or 4 times a week, you're overdoing it, because the risk is higher because of the way that the food itself is prepared. Okay, I'm finished with that. I just wanted to share that with you.
I do have that was great. Thank you so much. I do have a question from Dr. James Thompson.
Okay.
The question here is, what suggestions do you have for shift workers?
Oh, good. For a shift worker, if you look at when we're talking about, let me see if I can get, I'm going to see if I can pull up one moment, because that's a really good one, because it's most people today are eating not for A cause, but they're eating B cause. Uh, so here, let me see here. I just want to go in here and see if I can get a chart. Okay, if I don't, so I got a lot of stuff going on here. But okay, so I'm just gonna go back to Dr. James' question. Like,
Yeah.
what happens is, as far as this is where the circadian rhythm come in. The question again is what, Carolyn?
What suggestions do you have for shift workers?
Okay, so the shift workers, let's say night shift, for instance, when you are working these kinds of, um, okay, I thought I had that thing up. Okay, no problem. When you are working, for instance, Some people or most people get up at 6 a.m. Really, about 6 a.m. and then they actually eat their lunch about what 12 p.m. Right? A is lunchtime. 12 p.m. usually, and that's what time. And then dinner, excuse me, is usually eaten at what time? It's eaten at nighttime.
About
Yeah,
six,
7 o'clock.
7. Yes.
Yeah, something like that. That's the usual. So that's the 13th hour in people's day, by the way. So we have 24 hours. And when we take that, we split that 24 hours, we have 12 hours that we eat and we move and we have energy. And then the other 12 hours, part of that is when we slow down and we start to do things that ease our body and relax us. And then the rest of that is 8 hours is supposed to be reserved for what? Sleep. So we have those things to do, and we are known. If I go too far into that, I want to get away from Dr. James's question. If you're working late, your meals should reflect, or that time should reflect the time you get up. So if you're getting up at 6 a.m., then 6 hours from that is going to be 12 p.m. And then 6 hours from 12 p.m. to your cutoff time is going to be 6 p.m., right?
Yes.
Or between 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. So a person that is working a shift every time, or even if you go and fly to different places,
Mm.
where there's a time change, it's very important to pay attention to that because your body does something different in the morning inside. Your systems operate in a way that you should be complemented by food and not endanger your health by eating that particular way. So let's look at, let's say, Carolyn, I want you to give me some times, any time. Give me a time that I'm waking up, and it can be AM, PM.
Okay. 4 a.m.
If you get up at 4 a.m., that's when your clock starts. That's the first hour. So 4 a.m., then you count out
Okay.
6 hours. So from 4 a.m. to 10 a.m., 10 a.m. would be your largest meal, right?
Your
And then,
largest?
yes, 10 a.m. will be your largest meal. If you get up at 4 a.m., remember you're getting up at 4 a.m.,
Right.
and then after that, you count six hours after that,
Hmm.
and that will put you at about 10 a.m.
Right.
Now, I'm glad that you use 4 a.m. because what people usually do, they get up that early is they drink coffee or they might have a Danish and they skip breakfast altogether, but they eat lunch, you know.
Right. So, and it's funny because if you're saying it's your largest meal, I thought that when you wake up, like let's say it's 4 a.m. and now we go to 10 a.m., it would be what would be considered my first meal, which is like your fruit, water, warm cereal, something like that.
No, no, you're skipping you skipping all of those hours. Like some people do, they'll skip 6 hours, and that can definitely interrupt with metabolism. So your when you get up, you should eat between the hour that you get up and the next hour. So at 4 a.m., you want to make sure that you're eating your meal between 4 a.m. and 5 a.m. Your second meal, again, your largest meal should be 6 hours after you get up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So six p.m. is well 4 a.m. And then the hours are 6 hours, but at 10 a.m., you remember you're adding 6 hours, so
Right.
10 a.m. is your largest meal. And
Oh,
then 6 hours after that, remember it's all math, uh, 6 hours after that should be your smallest meal. And
okay.
your smallest meal is before you go to bed. You want to allow 3 to 4 hours for your food to break down. Other than that, you're going to have interrupted sleep pattern. This is where a lot of people have they have uh, parasomnia, or they'll have insomnia. They'll have other sleeping problems because they've eaten too late, and they have all of that energy, and then they go to bed. Let's
Okay.
go another one. Give me one like a real weird time to get up.
Alarm goes off at 4:45 a.m.
Well, that's you. We just did 4 a.m.
Yeah, that's true. I was just telling you about my time. But
Oh,
let's let's say 2:30 a.m.
okay, so 2:30 a.m. Here's another shift. Somebody works, I don't know, at some secret headquarters or something, and then they have to get up at 2 a.m. They should be eating again. The first meal should be between 2:30 a.m. and 3:30 a.m.
So we're using 2 a.m. Not yes. So 2 a.m. is the time that they woke up.
Or 2:30, you were saying.
Well,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, is if a person wakes up, let's say at 2:30 or 2 a.m., whatever.
Just say two.
Remember, okay, so if at 2 o'clock that they get up, their cutoff time, you're given a whole hour, is you want to eat within that first hour.
Okay.
And then your next large meal, I'm just going straight to the large meal. There's snacks between there, but
Right.
a large meal would be what? You add 6 hours to two.
At 8.
So at 8 a.m., your largest meal takes place. Now, this gets people off because it is common that people eat together, like, or people eat their first meal around 9 o'clock, sometimes 8 a.m., somewhere in there. But if you work on a different schedule, you should be eating on a schedule that reflects the time that you work.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
so
Thank you so much. I think I was just when you mentioned that you were skipping over the snacks in the first meal, and that's why I thought
oh,
that's what I thought, and that's what confused me because I'm like, wait a minute, I've been hearing you say this for a while, and I thought I had it. So
oh yeah,
I was just confused. Okay, so I
that's all right. That's all right. It's confusing. It is. It's not your fault.
yeah.
Um, the last meal. What should the last? If you start your meal at 2 a.m., you know your cutoff is going to be what?
Is it 2 a.m.?
If you start your meal
Uh huh.
at 2 a.m.,
Oh,
your cutoff is going to be what?
is it 2 p.m.?
That is correct.
Okay, that's what p.m.
So
Got it.
so between one and 2 p.m. is your cutoff time. Now
Okay.
some people mess that up because they'll go and they might during the daylight time they have other activities, and it's hard to fit in these little categories, especially when you have everybody else doing something different than you.
Right.
It's just sometimes I feel like, God, am I that different from everybody? Do I think that because everybody's like eating, man, you don't eat no fried chicken? What kind of black man are you? And it's like, I don't eat chicken. I mean, there's some people that don't drink whiskey. There's other people that don't smoke, but there are other people that swear by it. So people are different. But I know one thing is that it is very important for me to choose the foods that are healthiest for me because I don't like being sick. I don't like not being able to take care of myself, and I don't like to have to impede or to interfere with somebody else's life to take care of me. That to me is robbing them of time.
Yes.
to themselves. So there you go. Thank you, Dr. James, for that great question. And if it wasn't too confusing, but I'm sure you got it. It's really important. If um, um, you 12 hours, that's what you got to remember. So, Kara, go and give me about five different times people get up, and I'm going to give you the cutoff time.
10 a.m.
10 p.m. is the cutoff time.
Oh, yes. um, 8 a.m.
8 p.m. is the cutoff time.
And then
I'll give you one. 4:30 p.m.
4:30 a.m.
Good.
is the cutoff.
11:30 p.m.
11:30 a.m.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. So this, you see, everybody, is 12. 12 is a half a day. So, from 12 to 12 is always the exact time, except one is in the morning and one is in the evening, or one is in the evening and one is in the morning. You see? So, yeah, this is really, really, really great. Blessings, blessings. Okay. All right. So now we got number 9. You want to go ahead, Karen? Let's go to number 9. Wow. This is great. That's okay. I'll go ahead and read it while Karen's got some technical uh,
Um,
things.
I'm back.
Okay, she's back. Let's go.
Can nutrition affect DNA and future generations?
And the answer is yes. And through epigenetics, poor nutrition can alter your gene expression. It can increase your disease risk across generations. Is healthy eating itself can reverse or protect genetic expression?
Now,
Well, the
okay,
answer
go
is
ahead.
yes.
The answer is yes. But the last part that you said, um, someone eating a certain way can help with that, right? Even if it's DNA generation.
Yeah, it's the you can alter gene expression. Excuse me.
Okay.
You can alter gene expression, and that means that sometimes, like, there can be uh, some kind of injury to our DNA. This can be some kind of genetic injury. So that's why you hear me say protect your genetic expression. How do you do that? You do it by avoiding those foods that are very harmful, including soda or pops if you're on the East Coast, and like the different white grains, like white rice, for instance. Brown rice is natural, but to get white rice, you have to go add more refinement on the rice, uh, and it makes it look, through all of our brainwashing. A lot of people eat white rice simply because, at some degree, somebody at sometimes feels that white rice is healthier, but
Right.
it isn't healthier. And it's horrible to say, but a lot of things that we eat that are white, people would think that, ooh, this is the best, or this is because of a lot of the um, uh, very racist points of view, and people have been pushing that for a very, very long time. Okay, we're almost there. I know some people have something. What but that's we're in America, and we'll
What
get back to that.
something that I had in regards to can nutrition affect DNA and future generations? I was having a conversation with a coworker, and he talked about how in his family, high blood pressure and just some different things run in his family. So he pretty much was saying there's no need for me to eat, you know, um, healthier because either way it goes, the way my family is set up, pretty much, he's, has no choice. And so, because they were asking me about, how I eat and stuff, because it's Christmas time now. They have food coming in to the office, and there's some things that they that I'm just not eating, and they're like, "What? You're not eating this?" Blah blah blah, and that's how the conversation, started. So pretty much what he was saying was, because of the way his family is, and they have certain diseases that run in their family, that it doesn't matter how he eats, he's still going to be sick, or he's still going to end up with what they have. So here I am, I'm like pulling on the information that I know we've discussed before.
Yeah.
Just giving him some information on it's still going to help. It's going to be better for you to eat healthier versus you not eating healthier. So let's say you do get sick, and that does comes along, and now you have that issue. You making the choice to eat better is going to help to fight whatever that disease is, or whatever it is that may be coming along. Of course, he was like, he's still wanting to eat the things that he wanted to eat, but that was just me, just pulling on the information that I know we've discussed here, and also talking about making sure that you make the choices to be able to do those things, to make your body healthier. So it was just one of those things. So when I saw that question in regards to DNA and generation, it brought up the conversation that we had. And this was probably just like maybe on Wednesday that I had that conversation with them. So there it is.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that, because it is a word, propensity. When you are in those families with these certain types of genetic expressions, you are sometimes led to believe that you cannot escape that. But just because Uncle Freddie is has diabetes, it doesn't mean that you will have diabetes also. Now, if you're eating like Uncle Freddie, or if you're eating like Aunt QC, you are definitely increasing the risk. You're increasing the risk of eating foods that will damage um, your genetic disposition. But the propensity, just because you have the propensity, it doesn't mean that you have to, like, just because you have a grandmother that's obese, it doesn't mean that you have to be obese. Some people are like that. Some people have, like, I got those hips from grandma, or I got those hips from no, you got those hips from your way of living, and your way of living may have been very much like those wonderful people,
Hmm.
but it just because you have the propensity for something doesn't mean that you have to have that you're going to uh, have your body expressed just like them. If you're doing just like them, you're eating like them, you're not exercising like them, you're not resting like them, you're not doing healthy environments like them. Like if you have a healthier environment and you're working at a place where you feel great at, and you have the clothes you want to wear, you travel, you take time to relax and all that, yeah, you can turn the whole situation around. But you got to have the discipline in order to do that. And it's very hard. People don't say it. They think they're really grown enough to say, I eat what I want to eat, but they seem not to have the same when it comes to, no, I'm not going to put that in my mouth.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have a comment here from Fearless MD 21.
That's
Says,
Dr. James.
from Dr. James over on Instagram. It says, Dr. Williams, Lie, I think it is. The word is Li, Lee,
Lee,
maybe.
yeah.
Author of the Beat, Eat the Beat, excuse me, Eat to Beat disease, as has established that kiwi and green tea repairs DNA. So I'm going to read that again. Dr. Williams Lee, author of Eat to Beat Disease, has established that kiwi and green tea repairs DNA. That's the
Oh,
comment that was made over here on Instagram. So thank you for that, Fearless MD 21.
yeah, that's really cool because there are so many wonderful combinations. That's what get back to the different colors, the purple and the orange and the yellow and all those beautiful colors that we saw earlier. That is why it's so important to also study what you're putting into your body. I believe, and this is just my opinion, that the earth itself has an answer to any of our woes as far as health is concerned. I
Yes.
think that we just haven't found them or discovered those things that work. But I think that men, and not only that, there's a large percentage of the medication that we take that has been initiated or taken from, extrapolated from the nature. A lot of penicillin, um, most of the things that we your aspirin, the different herbs that were discovered and that are still being discovered. And every once in a while another discovery will come up, but these are things that are available in our nature. The closer you are to nature, the healthier you'll be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and I keep saying that because it just, that's what, I think that a lot of times, like, if I'm not saying anything, like if a person comes to me and they say, you know what, I have a stomach ache and I have a terrible headache. I've had it for 3 days. And right away, I know exactly what I'm going to look for. I got a great idea of what, I don't jump to conclusions, but I have a great idea of how I'm going to approach that treatment. But if I do it really fast, guess what? The person that's coming in, the patient, is like they're in disbelief.
Right.
So just like you couldn't have done that fast. And then in comes the different stories about. Remember, we were talking about the guy that was in the. It's a lot of ways the story is told, but there's a guy that came, a repairman. The castle was freezing, and the repairman. They went to look for the best repairman, and all of them didn't fit the description of what the king wanted, because they couldn't, they had to fix the furnace to keep the place warm. It was a huge palace. And so this guy did show up, and he said, he looked at the furnace, and he said, okay. He said, can you fix it? He said, I think I know what to do with this. And then he reached in, he got his tool, and then he made a couple of the adjustments. And then he said, here, and I'll turn it on. And it came on. It was warm. It started getting warm. The king was really happy. He did it in about 5 minutes. And so the king said, all right, let's go ahead and get you paid. How much is that? He said, well, that'll be $10,000, Your Majesty. And then he said, $10,000, man, you wasn't even here 5 minutes. What are you talking about? And then he went on to say that the he what he did would it was only the pliers, and he had the pliers, and he said that was about, maybe I would charge you, just for the use of that would be $5. But he said the rest was because of all the years that I trained, all of the knowledge that I have about this, my availability, and in my know-how, and
Exactly.
that's how it is with, that's what you're paying for when a doctor or someone, a professional healthcare worker, is working with you. Some people, they get so caught up in it. Ain't no way nobody find out how I'm feeling.
Wait, wait, wait.
You better break yourself. you know, it is like craziness. Is like they don't think, or if you don't have, if I don't have like my lab coat on or a stethoscope around my neck or something of that nature, all of that is in the brainwashing of, they forget that this person, this is a person, this is a human also. And a lot of times, doctors are just given a bad rap, but there are some incredible ones, like Dr. James, incredible people that really know what they're doing, and people want to see those doctors. One thing about me is that the people that I've helped are still here; they're still alive, and there are some that. People that have passed on over the years, sadly to say, but the younger ones had extreme addictions and things of that nature. But those that have taken care of themselves and making better decisions, they are here. And you've been on some shows where they'll just blurt out exactly, how they've been helped and how they eat differently now and how they drink differently now and how they make sure they get their butt in the bed and get some rest and get up and get things done that next day, eating during a certain time, eating a certain way, not eating all these fried foods and stuff, saying some of the things that I say just like anybody else. But
Right.
when it comes to, nobody teaches circadian eating like me, because of course, being the founder of circadian eating, and these have lots of copycats, but they still got a chunks missing. And when that day comes, I'll divulge those things, because a lot of times it's not the patient's fault; it's the fault of the practitioner.
Right.
All right. Well, that was fun. I'm going to get out of here, and there's just so much more that I wanted to share with you. Um, and I want to get into a little bit about anxiety and all that, but we have time to do it at another time. I really appreciate you being here. We're going to go to Kara now as we get ready to Saranara.
To say to close out, yes. So thank you so much, Dr. Zarif. Denise Kane is saying excellent information. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much again, Dr.
Thank
Zarif,
you.
for the great information that you share with us every Saturday, 8 a.m. Pacific time. We do appreciate it. Live on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Instagram. So let me see here. Regarding the reply to the king, add the value of the service. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Okay, you got
yeah. Yeah, yes. Thank you. Thank you. That's right.
that? Thank you so much. Because I was like, wait a minute, but you got it. Okay,
Yeah.
so that was on Instagram. We have Fearless MD assisting with the story that Dr. Zarif was telling. So I appreciate that. So yes, everyone, thank you so much for joining us here. As I mentioned, 8 a.m. Um, Pacific time every Saturday. We are here in the Mind of Nature, giving great information, nutrition information. So make sure to share this information with others, have them be a part of the conversation. We want this community to grow. Zarifians, we're growing with knowledge when it comes to our nutrition and our health, not only for us but our loved ones as well. So thank you all again so much, and Dr. Zarif, back to you.
I have my new book that's out. This is how it looks, and this is called "I'm Not Vegan, but I Eat Like One." So please pick this up. You can go to drzarif.com, It's not up yet, but we want you to know that it is available. So we want to put it on your mind right now. This is a very incredible book that will really help you to understand a lot of what we talked about today and a lot about the value of being healthy. Okay.
Woo! That is
Thank you.
sustainable.
Thank you so much.
Love it.
It's about that. It's about doing getting these things out. Perfect time for a Christmas gift, everybody,
There you go.
and a New Year's gift.
Hmm.
So
And
uh,
we'll get more, like Dr. Cyrus mentioned, we'll get more information on that as far as links and things like that, so we can get that set up for you to get your hands on that. Because I know everyone is like, "Ooh, I'm ready." So yeah,
now I think this. Let's look at this. I think we're going to have the third um, week. I'm just going to pull up this right fast because I think last week we were. I think this is the. Yeah, it got to be. I'm just. Yeah, right. Last Saturday was the 6th. This is the 13th. Um, the third Saturday is the 20th. So we're going to see Dr. James. I think we'll have Dr. James on again. If so, just make sure you look at, stay in contact with us because we'll be putting out little commercials, video clips, so you'll remind you of coming to check us out. We're on the move for 2026, and I'm just really, really, really excited about that.
yes,
Karen, any last closing words before we get out of here?
I'm excited for 2026 as well. I know we have some things that are in the works, that I am excited about. So yeah, let's get it.
All right, so everybody, make sure you join us. We're going to have Dr. James will be on here with us next week. This is the third Saturday coming up, so look for Dr. James being on the show. I love it when he's here because it's man, we take care of so much. It's just really, really great. Everybody have a beautiful holiday. Well, not yet, but have a beautiful weekend because we
Preparation.
are in the holidays.
Yes.
And what was that?
I said preparation for the holidays, right?
Yeah, thank you, Karen. Thank you. All right. Everybody have a beautiful one, and we'll see you next week at 8 a.m. right here on Mind of Nature. I'm Dr. Zarif, the nutritionist.